quiet outside, but it is gone really windy. It's just after midnight and the wind is going daft. Hi Walkwatchers, and welcome back to another one of our videos. This time a video about how I spent a very wild and windy night at the top of Slieve Meelmore. So I parked the van at Meelmore Lodge and walked the track as normal up onto the foothills just below Slieve Meelmore, and then around the base of that towards Slieve Meelbeg. Okay, so I have a wee challenge for you. As you probably know, I love Cadbury's Caramel, and there is a bar somewhere in this video. One does make an appearance somewhere. If you spot it, comment below and let me know where you think you saw it. Now, more often than not, I always approach Slieve Meelbeg from Slieve Lochshana, up Slieve Lochshana, across onto Meelbeg and then onto Meelmore. But this time I wanted to climb that long, slow slope up to Meelbeg and then across the saddle onto Slieve Meelmore. And let me tell you, it's a long slog. But there are some great views from this side, looking out towards Slieve Croob there in Slieve Nisky. Now, I knew that the weather wasn't going to be great on this walk with low cloud and heavy winds, but here it is already at the top of Slieve Meelbeg. Walkwatchers. It's good to have you with us. I am currently in the saddle between Meelbeg and Meelmore. Not that you would be able to tell with this low cloud, but yeah, here I am. It's lovely and quiet. I've left it a wee bit late, to be very honest. I finished work this afternoon and thought if I don't go now, I don't know when the next time will be that I'll get the opportunity to get into the mountains. So I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to do it. So here I am. I've just been to the top of Meelbeg. I'm now about to climb Meelmore, and I've got to get up there in roughly an hour and get set up before dark. It shouldn't be an issue, I don't think. But if you were keeping up on Facebook and Instagram, you probably would have read my autumn update and know that things have been pretty busy at work and busy at home, and also with the shortening days of autumn and the mixed weather that we've been having. It's been pretty tough for me to get up into the mountains, so I thought I just need to take this opportunity, otherwise I don't know when the next time will be. And here I am. There's been a real pull on my heart, a tug on my soul to get back into the mountains, and I just needed to do this. I don't know about you, but for my sanity, for my mental health, for my head health, it's important that I get into spaces like this. You've probably heard me say countless times before that mountains, forests, rivers are the place that I enjoy the most. They're the place that I can take off the mask, that I can relax, and that I can just be me in the silence, and enjoy what nature has to offer, the healing power that is nature. And I think it's really important for all of us to find spaces like that. I know I encourage everybody to get their boots on, go outside and go exploring, but it's really for that. It's really to get outside and to enjoy that healing that comes with being outside, being on the side of a mountain, or being in a forest, or being on a beach, being on a coastline. I'm not a beach person, but I know that it works for a lot of people. I know it's not easy for everybody to be by themselves on a mountain, and I know that there are at times intrusive voices that chip away at some of us. I'm very fortunate in that I've got good friends around me that I can rely on. I've Tim in Scotland that you would have seen on the Edinburgh video. I've got Stephen that comes walking with me. I've got Yule that comes walking with me. I've got my family, people that I can open up to and talk to if needs be. If you're somebody that, when you're out walking by yourself and those intrusive voices are becoming very loud, then I really encourage you to find somebody that you can talk to, a friend that you can open up to, and just offload with. It's so important. It's so important. You know, getting outside and having the exercise and you know, conquering the mountains, seeing the beauty that's up here is powerful, but sometimes it does open up a whole other can of stuff in our hearts and in our minds, and it's important at times like that to have folk that you can turn to and that you can talk to. You know, if you find that you don't have somebody around you that you can talk to, or that you feel that you can talk to, well then perhaps that's a chance then, or a time then, to find somebody professional to talk to. Whatever the case is, find somebody that you can open up to. One last push to the top of Meelmore then, and get set up for the night. Well, here we are, the top of Slieve Meelmore. I felt a wee bit pressured, to be very honest, getting up here tonight. You know, after leaving work early and then kind of pushing myself to get up Meelbeg and then across onto Meelmore, getting the tent set up all before dark. But it was worth it, I think. It's very calm outside, it's very quiet. Now, it's not supposed to stay like that all night. To be honest, it's going to be quite windy this evening, but that's okay. We're all set up for it. So the tent's quite low to the ground, and we're aiming into the wind, which is the main thing. So we should be grand. There's no rain properly forecast. There's a wee bit of a light shower very early in the morning, but that's about it. So we should be good. But it is really calm right now, and it's very quiet. And I'm thinking I might just get an early night and might just turn in, and because this would just put you to sleep. It's lovely. There's a real sense of, you know, security and peace in a tent, and I just love it. It's just great. It's very cosy, although it's quite cold right now. It's dropped down to about 4 degrees. And it's supposed to drop down another couple of degrees in the middle of the night, so we'll see how that goes. But I've got all my gear, and I've got plenty of layers, so it should be grand. I've also had something to eat and a lovely cup of coffee. Wasn't as good as Stephen's coffee, but it's coffee. I've had some Cadbury's caramel, so I'm pretty set. I also have been charging up all my batteries for tomorrow, but tomorrow isn't as long as it was today. It only took me 2.5 hours to get up here, but tomorrow shouldn't take even that long to get back down again. I'll head back down to the wall, down onto the path that skirts around the base of this mountain, that then meets the wall that joins Meelmore and Berna, and then down through Polafuca, which is the sort of pool of the Puck, which is like a series of waterfalls which goes down to Tracy Track. Follow Tracy Track, and that's me back down to Meelmore Lodge. It's not that very far, but I'm just charging up my batteries, making sure I've got plenty of power for tomorrow. So that's me, happy in my tent, all by myself. No, you don't want to hear that. Okay, talk to you in the morning. I'm not sure whether you can hear that, but it's just after midnight, and I was woken by the winds, which have really picked up. The weather forecast has slightly changed in that it's now predicting 35-mile-an-hour winds, which are near gale winds. But I'm okay. I mean, I'm in the sort of the shadow of the wall here, and the tent's pretty robust anyway, so it's handling it all, which is great. It's sort of aiming into the wind, which is lovely, and the wall is doing a great job of sort of deflecting a lot of it. I think a lot of the noise, to be very honest, is the wind blowing through the gaps in the wall. So it's just very noisy and very loud, and every now and again there's just a big gust and it's boom. But I'm still toasty warm. I mean, it has dropped to about 4 degrees outside, but I am roasted in a big sleeping bag, and in this wee tent it's doing a great job. This is the Lanchan 2 still, and I still love it. It's just really comfortable. It's a comfortable setup that I've got going, and it really works. It's really warm and comfortable. So it's going to be a fun night. It's going to be a good crack. Well, it's after 2 o'clock now. I did manage to get back to sleep, and was woken again by a particularly strong gust. But I think that the Mourne wall is doing a lot of the heavy lifting here still. I'm feeling pretty sheltered in behind it, because I'm really only being hit by sort of gusts, and I can hear lots of rushing coming through the wall. In fact, that's most of the noise that you can hear of the wind. But again, still toasty warm in my sleeping bag. My only concern tomorrow is that I don't fly off the side of the mountain as I try and take down the tent and become some sort of large hot air balloon as I try and fold it up. Anyway, talk to you tomorrow morning. Well, it's 6 o'clock, and believe it or not, I actually got a pretty decent night's sleep until about 5 o'clock, and then it's just been throwing everything at the tent. But hey, I'm still inside, and I'm still dry, and I'm still warm and cozy. I've had a look outside, and it is not pleasant. Sunrise is at about 7:30 this morning, so I'm in no rush to get up yet. And to be honest, there's no way you'd want to be walking out of this just yet. So I'm just going to sit here. I might get a wee cup of coffee and some breakfast, and then get packed up before I take down the tent. But right now the tent is the thing that's keeping me out of all of the elements, and I would far rather be in here than out there right now. I don't want to be walking out of this just yet, so hunker down, enjoy the morning, maybe have some breakfast. That was a pretty hairy night, to be very honest. The winds were quite impressive, but thankfully I survived and my wee tent just about made it. And I didn't blow away like a big balloon, thank goodness. So at this stage it was all about getting packed up, getting the tent packed up, making sure that everything was lifted, making sure I left no trace, and getting back on the trail. Now, it wasn't going to be a long trail, but I needed to be careful because the cloud was still low, and it was still very easy to sort of wander off the trail. But thankfully I checked all my maps beforehand, and I knew exactly where I was going. So that's me pretty much ready to go again. As you can see, it's wild and it's windy and it's very cloudy. Let me poke my head up above the wall here and see just what it's like. Let me just show you this. That wind is dying down a bit. I know I'm behind the wall here, but my head's above it, and the wind is definitely dying down. So maybe you can see below me there. That's the gap between Meelmore and Burna. Now you see, that's a much easier route down than going down the mooring wall there, which is just huge chunks of rock, and sometimes quite difficult to navigate, particularly if it's been damp or wet like last night, you know. Completely different world down here. These autumn colours are just so beautiful. Looking down across the plateau there towards Ben Crom and Doan, it is just stunning. And the way the cloud just hangs in the air like that just frames the whole picture. It's just beautiful. So that's me off Meelmore now, and I'm in between Burna and Meelmore, walking down the Tracy River, almost at the Tracy track, not quite there yet, and my head is now turned towards breakfast now. I know I had breakfast in the tent, but I fancy myself as a bit of a hobbit. I'm looking for second breakfast. So yeah, if Meelmore Lodge is open, maybe I'll stop in there, but if not, I'll maybe go on into town and see what I can find there. Anyway, nearly home. So let's have a look at the route then. Up the track away from Meelmore Lodge, around the base of Meelmore, and up the long slope of Meelbeg, across the saddle and up onto Meelmore where I pitched the tent overnight. Down the stone wall, not the mooring wall, into the saddle between that and Burna, down Polafuca, down Tracy River, down Tracy Track and back to Meelmore Lodge. This has been the Walkwatchers wild and windy wild camp of Slieve Meelmore. Great to watch, even better to walk. Why don't you get your boots on, go outside and go exploring, and I'll see you again on the next one.